be showing you the summer art bento box, and let's just get right into it. So as per usual, we have the summer menu card, some tissue paper, and I'm really excited about the summer box because it's kind of a stencil theme. So we have the Crafters Workshop stencil with really fun oranges. We have some deep orange hue Soho Urban Artist acrylic paint. We have an awesome, really chock full pack of ephemera, and also in the ephemera is some extra special stuff. A stencil designed by me and produced from the Crafters Workshop, so it's really good quality stencil. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that, I'm sure. And then kind of just a random letter stencil. And then a bunch of other really fun ephemera and finds and really fun stuff that's summery. We have a pack of paper, so that's a lot of fun. We have 3 different larger sheets and then some extra sheets. The substrate this month is Canson Watercolor Postcards. Those are a lot of fun and really nice paper. And then we have our pack here of pencils, and I have these already unwrapped. So there is my very favorite white Uniball Signo gel pen, and then also a super fun rainbow graphite pencil. And I just thought these were so much fun. They're by Duncan Schuton. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but when you sharpen them, you get a rainbow. So super amounts of fun. So for our project, we're going to use some paper and pencils and some paint. Let me just put this to the side. We're going to use the orange paint, the pencil, the gel pen. One of these cards is our substrate to work on this fun stencil, but we're going to use it in a little bit different way. And we're also going to use the paper. I am also going to need a couple of my own things, but not that much. We're going to use some kind of mark-making marker. These are Faber-Castell brush tip, and I have an extra small here. A couple of paintbrushes, a flat one and a round one. They can vary in size. A glue stick, and then some other kind of medium. I'm just going to use a really basic watercolor set here, my travel set. You can see that's thin and kind of fun, just for a little color variation. But essentially, we're going to be doing some abstract postcards. So these are really just fun, and I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of use the stencils in a different way, and also use a bunch of the paper and kind of focus on the papers that are in here and the paint. And it's just a really kind of fun, different kind of project. I've been doing a lot of abstract work lately, and it's just so much fun and just very freeing to work in an abstract way. So to start, we're just going to cut some shapes out of this paper. So I am going to really just kind of haphazardly cut some shapes. We want them to be a little bit different sizes than each other. And I'm just going to use all 3 papers. I might cut an extra blue one. I like to have odd numbers. I've got a pink one. Odd numbers, so instead of 4, I do 5, 3 or 5, 7 of things. I just like the way odd numbers kind of look. It gives the eye some interest because it doesn't see the same things over and over. So the first thing we're going to do is cut these pages and then just go ahead and glue them down. I like to use little pieces of scrap cardboard or little scrap paper to glue. So I'm going to use this kind of painted on old book page so I don't get glue on my artboard. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm really excited about this summer box because I've always wanted to do my own stencil, and I just think it was just a really fun process working with the Crafters Workshop. They do have a limited quantity that you have to order. It's so worth it. They're so nice. And I kind of did my own test version of it and did a couple projects with it and tweaked it a bunch. But I'm just really excited about it. I'm going to have extras for sale on my Etsy store too. And that way, if you want an extra one or want to give it to somebody, and all the art bento boxes are sold out, that you'll be able to find it and get it. So I'm gluing these down in just kind of a fun way. I like all the bright colors, and we're just gonna let it play. I thought abstract would be really fun for the summer box because it's really just fun to kind of play with color, and the summer to me is very much about freedom and fun and just experimenting. So that is the project, and we're going to focus on how do you build a composition with kind of random bits and pieces in color. So we have our pieces glued down, and you can see I have these three touching and these two not. This kind of builds a shape in of itself, and then these kind are just floating off here to the side. The next step is to take this brush tip pen, and we're going to draw some kind of connecting lines and some really high contrast, especially against this white for right now. So we're going to outline some of these, and it's okay that it doesn't meet. It can be kind of scribbly. And just kind of come around some of these shapes. And I might put some extra kind of shapes in here. And when you're doing abstract work, part of this is more about the process of playing and enjoying the process of creating, really than kind of worrying about perfect finished art. That's really why I enjoy it so much, because it gives me ideas on how to put colors together or work on other pieces, and there's no stress about, oh, does this look like right here I smudged it? That's okay. We're just going to kind of color around on that. There's no stress about, is this perfect? Am I going to ruin it? What am I doing? It's just, you're just doing and being playful. So there's some good lines there. And we're going to, that's already opened. These came sealed, so if you're opening yours for the first time, you have to open it and pull the little seal off. So I'm just going to add this right to the page here. And we're just going to put this orange down, kind of in this blank spot. I'm going to get this page back here. Obviously I have a lot of paint on my artboard, but I have a lot of paint on this brush, so I'm going to kind of protect that a little bit. And turn this around. And I'm filling the larger spaces with this paint, and just kind of letting that color really come to life. I might color some of this onto the pink too, to connect it and to make it look more intentional, since I kind of have a color circus going on here. That's okay. That's what makes it fun and playful. So I always have paper towel handy as well to kind of clean off my brush of all the extra orange. So this is where I'm going to go in with some of this watercolor now. Look for, I don't want to put a bunch more color on, but I probably want to pick up one of these colors. And I'm thinking this really light teal color for me. Let's see. And when I still have some orange in my brush, that's okay. That's kind of one of the fun things about, like, I'm experimenting. And we're going to switch brushes just to kind of get rid of that orange. Laying down some of this teal color and from watercolor. Since this is a watercolor paper, it can obviously take watercolor, but it also takes other mediums pretty well, like this acrylic paint and gouache, because it's a really thick, nice sheet. So I'm going to go in here with this pencil, and the way we kind of scribbled lines on to start with, I'm going to kind of scribble in some other areas and just let it kind of play. Let's see, I'm scribbling some bigger shapes. That one almost turned into a leaf shape. So we're going to put another one of those shapes here and here. Now we might come in with this thinner marker. And kind of fill in some of these scribbled in shapes. And just allow it to kind of grow and be free. And I like the organic nature of just making shapes and looking at some of your scribbles and allowing those lines to just play with each other and come to life. This is why I love these gel pens. They're just so white, and you can get such a good, consistent line with them. And I just put this paint down. It has not been that long, and already we're just getting a really nice line with it. Maybe where I put lines in here, maybe come in here and add some lines. And anywhere where you can put kind of a black line and a white line together, you get some interesting contrast happening. I'm going to go back in here and add a little more watercolor. Add some yellow. Kind of define this white area here. And I'm just really looking for opportunities to play with the mediums, to bring these colors next to each other and experiment with how they come together, and just activating all this space with color and with line and with life. This might be where you want to activate some of these papers and bring that yellow in. We have coming through here, over into here. Now we have this really fun active card. And now we're going to use the stencil. So traditionally, you might think of using stencils where you're going to cover over areas. But I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add this kind of faux text to some of the places in the card. And I'm going to kind of test that out with my pencil first to kind of look at placement. I might come into this watercolored area and add some of these shapes. And then you can see where it kind of adds some textures into here. And I kind of like the way that looks. So we're going to add a little more underneath. There's this shape, this loop shape. Kind of adding some different textures to different areas. And moving it so I get some variation in the shapes and in the lines. And it's almost like this weird other language just like poking through. And just for balance, I was saying in the beginning I like odd numbers. So we have like some of this language of coming in here, and I'm going to add a little bit down here. So we have 3 places for it. And that just makes it kind of interesting. It's almost like hiding. We're going to put that to the side. And then I'm going to come in here and trace this with my thin marker. Kind of really bring that up in contrast so you can see it better. And it looks more intentional. It's almost like alien language in a way. It's just kind of poking through in these spaces. And once I get this down, we have some really interesting things going on here. And now, this is kind of where I always like step back and evaluate what I like, what's working, what could I do to add more. And I'm almost thinking I want a little more white. I want some white over in this blue. I haven't really touched this blue area a lot. And so some of these shapes over here that mimic what's going up here and kind of growing organically up, we're going to put some over into this blue space and activate it. Kind of mimic some of these shapes that are already in this paper with some dots. Liking that. And that almost lends itself to, this is a very similar shape here. And so we're going to do the opposite. Since it's light, we're going to mimic some of these shape dots in black. And that's just really playful and fun. Maybe bring in some white over here. Maybe even color in. I like that these are see-through, that you can see color through them, the black lines, but maybe putting a little white under them just to kind of highlight that language from the stencil a bit. Just bring our pencil back. Now that this paint has really dried, just kind of bringing in just a couple more scribbles and just activating that middle area. And there we go. We have a project for the summer box where we used some of the main materials here, the stencil in kind of an odd and interesting way, and really just a couple of other supplies just to bring in a little other texture. We had one of these Faber-Castell pens in the spring box, and they're just really basic fun supplies, and you can just create a beautiful, colorful piece of art that then you can mail off to someone. And that's a lot of fun. And summer is a great time to kind of find a pen pal and send art back and forth and really enjoy the beautiful, colorful summer days. I hope you enjoyed the summer art bento box video. I hope you have a lot of fun playing with the summer box. I would love to see what you make. If you want to share it on Instagram or your favorite social media, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, and hashtag #ArtBentoBox, or you can @ me at @ArtBentoBox on all of those places as well. I would love to see your work. I would love to see your unboxings. And I will see you hopefully back here for the autumn box. Thanks so much.